Welcome to the Budget Better Bootcamp. My name is Trina. I am your host, your financial advocate, your content creator when it comes down to becoming better overall. So welcome. I wanted to record this video today because a lot of you in this community have been saying that you're inconsistent with savings. You have a lot of debt you want to pay off. You don't know where to start. Your bills and expenses are more than your income. And I wanted us to come together so that we can share resources, tools, and strategies so that you can start achieving your financial goals. Okay. So we're going to be talking about money mindset today, how to shift that money mindset, common beliefs. We're also going to talk about our relationship with money and how we are going to start saving no matter where we are financially. So even if you don't think you make enough money, I am going to talk to you today about how you can reframe your mindset and get ready to take action. Okay, so first and foremost, if you don't know me, sister girl, my name is Trina. I am a working mom and wife. Okay, we have 2 children, Irish twins, which is my biggest achievement. I love being a mother. It is hard, but I love being a mother. I started my financial wellness journey a few years ago, exactly about 2020. I want to say I got started with financial wellness because my bills were extremely past due. I had no savings. My credit score was very low. I'm talking to like a 458 at the time that I decided to take back my financial control. And I was definitely comparing my worth to the amount of money that I had in my bank account. I started to share my experience and share my journey with money. And the next thing I knew, I was building a community with other like-minded women who also struggle to save money and be inconsistent and want to learn how to become more confident when making financial decisions. I'm super grateful to be here to start shedding light on these topics and how we can start achieving financial wellness because I just love to be inspirational. I want to see you win. I want to see you thrive. And for me, that is what just really fulfills my heart. And I just feel like that is my place of service, is to just help you become a better person overall. Okay. But especially when it comes down to how we are navigating our relationship with money and things that we can do to start no matter where you are. So the first thing I want to talk about is the money mindset. Okay. Now, I know this is going to sound cliche, but 99% of what you do and how you react and how you respond to things is the money mindset. Okay. So first up, let's talk about money mindset. I know this might sound a little cliche, but I'm going to be very honest with you. Like, money mindset is 99% of how we respond and react when it comes down to money. And I know that kind of sounds cliche, but sis, it really is true. Sometimes you may find yourself saying, I'll never get ahead because you don't think that it's possible for you to achieve the financial success that you ultimately just dream about having. You tell yourself things like, I'm not good with money. As soon as I get it, it's gone. I just need to make more money. Now, sis, if you have told yourself these things in the past, I want you to get it out of your head that you'll never get ahead. I want you to stop saying that you're not good with money. I want you to stop saying as soon as I get it, it's gone. Stop believing that. I want you to understand that you don't need more money to be able to save or pay off debt. I have met people who have literally made $100,000 and they are still like broke, running around in a circle, don't know where their money is. And I have met people who make half of that and they are living in peace. And it's all because of how they manage their finances, how they take care of their money mindset, the things that they tell themselves, and so forth. Okay, so I want to talk about how to make money work for you and not against you, because this is something that I absolutely love investing. Okay. This is more so when you talk about investing. And I'm not going to be teaching you investing, but I am going to start having more conversations because investing is super, super important for you to actually break those generational curses that you want to break. But before we even talk about investing, we have to learn the basics of financial literacy and make sure that we are being financially aware of where we currently are. So this is how we're going to flip the script on how we view money because most of us moms, we feel like we always running out of money. We have too many bills, the debt, and then those unexpected expenses when we least need them, they come up and we are like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to make it. What am I going to do? But we're going to start flipping the script. So over the next few days, you are going to learn how to take control of your money, shift your money mindset and start building a new relationship where money supports your goals instead of just stressing you out. Okay. The foundation for everything with money is in this boot camp because once you see money as a tool and not the enemy, you are going to gain confidence to make smarter financial decisions, to build your money plan that actually works in real life. Okay. Why does your money mindset matter? Your money mindset matters simply because what you tell yourself is what you start to believe. And what you start to believe is how you start to behave. Okay. So let's talk about these 3 bullet points very briefly because this really helped me transition from a broken mindset to an abundant mindset because mindset is everything. You have to believe that you can actually get to where you want to go by taking the steps in what you tell yourself, okay? Because your beliefs, those shape your behavior. Your behavior creates the habit, and your habit creates the result. For example, I had a habit of not opening my bills when I first got them, okay? This was a habit that I honestly learned in childhood, okay? My mom, she did not like to open the bills, especially on the weekends. She would say things like, I don't want to open this bill because it's going to ruin my mood. And at the time, I didn't really know what that meant. But what did that teach me as a child that was watching her manage her household? It taught me not to open my bills because numbers were going to stress me out. We have to get away from this narrative that numbers are stressful and they cause anxiety and we run away from them. Because the more that you run away from your circumstance, the longer it's going to take for you to actually find a solution that is going to work for you. So because I had this mindset of what I seen in my childhood, when I moved out, that's what I did. I did not open my bills. What result did that create? That created me being past due on all of my bills to the point where playing the catch up game seemed like it was never ever going to actually happen. Like I felt like I wasn't going to ever catch up. But this was a habit that I created, and this result was leading me into it was leading me into devastation. I was frustrated. I was angry. I was sad because I just couldn't understand how am I working so hard and I'm still behind on all of my bills and I don't have a savings and I don't have a good credit score is because I had habits that were keeping me from getting the results that I wanted. So I want you to think about this one thing. What have you been believing recently when it comes down to money? And what behavior have you been holding on to that is creating a not so good habit, that habit creates a not so good result? I want you to think about that. I want you to journal it in your money journal so that we can start identifying where the problem lies and how you can find a solution. Okay. Next slide. Common money beliefs. Now, we are going to just talk about some common money beliefs, and then we're going to navigate and talk about 4 money archetypes. There are actually 8 of them, but I'll introduce four of them on this video. Okay. So the first common money belief is believing I don't make enough to save. The economy is jacked up. The cost of living is too high. There's no way that I can save money. or you start to believe that your life will always be in chaos. Okay, there will always be conflict, and you kind of just accepted what it is because you don't know any other way. You haven't been shown any other way. You are not in environments where they're actually taking control, where they don't feel like their life is in a chaos. So this is what you ultimately started to accept. This is your belief. And when you believe things like that, that shapes a different type of behavior. Okay. I will never be able to save. Okay. Now, this may sound a little similar to the first one, but it's actually not when you think about it, because in your mindset, you're telling yourself, I will never be able to save. This is where I feel like we give up and we just say, you know what, I'm just going to do what I can. I'm not going to worry about it. And I'm just going to pray to God that I'll be able to make dues and come up with the funds when I have an emergency. Okay. And yes, God is an awesome provider, but God also wants you to be a good steward. So saying things like I will never be able to save is you ultimately giving up and not even trying. And how do you really want God to bless that type of mindset? Yes, you'll get your small blessings because I believe that He will definitely bless you and come through. But imagine what God can do when we let go of this negative, broken mindset and we actually start believing that we are abundant and then believing that we are good stewards. Okay. So the last one is screw it. Okay. This is my favorite one. I've definitely been there. I don't know if you've been there, but I definitely felt like, you know what? Screw it. I am sick of just overworking myself, trying to pay the bills, trying to save, trying to get out of debt, and nothing is working, and I give up. And this ultimately happens when you save money and you go back into your savings to cover a miscellaneous expense, or you feel like, man, I really want that bag or I really want those shoes. Screw it. I'm just gonna go ahead and rob myself, steal money from myself, right? So you say screw it. This happens a lot in inconsistency when it comes down to budgeting. And I know many of you have told me personally that you are inconsistent. You will start and you will stop and you're not sure why. And you basically just said, screw it. I'm just going to accept what it is. But we are going to learn how to not just accept what it is, how not to be mediocre, and how to come up with a money plan that works best for you. Okay, so let's talk about the money types. Okay, these are called money archetypes. Now, typically there are about 8, maybe 10 money archetypes, but I only wanted to go over the first 4 because I want you to really think about what I'm getting ready to share with you. And of course, I can share some resources with you and you can go and take a look at a quiz and the results. And well, take a quiz and then look at the results and see where you fit in. I do have my own quiz that I have created. If you want that, just let me know and I will send it to you. Okay. So let's talk about being the victim. Okay. When it comes down to a person being the victim, this is a person that oftentimes feel like, life just keeps happening. I don't know what to do. I'm just going to be in this mindset of survival mode and do what I can. Okay. A victim typically blames their circumstances, their financial hardships on people or the past of their financial struggles. And what I mean by that is the victim will blame everyone else. Like, I don't know about money because I wasn't taught money, or I can't afford the cost of living because the government is getting over on us. This is a victim taking the circumstances and blaming it onto why they are not getting better. Okay. And if you have been a victim in the past, or if you're a victim right now, it's okay. But I want you to definitely identify those victim thoughts that you do have so that you can reframe those thoughts to no longer be the victim. So I'm going to hop around a little bit and talk about the fool, okay? The fool is exactly what it sounds like, okay? The fools spend money carelessly. They are scared to look at their bank account, okay? When they do look at their bank account, they are going to spend the money, okay? Just clutching the pearls, hoping that the debit card is going to process through. And how many of us have been a fool before? I know I definitely have been that fool where I have spent money just based off my emotions. If I had a good day, I'm going to shopping because I feel like I deserve it. And what happens then? I may overspend that money. Okay, so this is the fool. Now, if you're the fool, I don't want you to be ashamed of that. Let's identify this emotion that we have so that we can get you to where you ultimately want and need to be. The matriarch is just exactly what it sounds like. This is the woman who takes care of everyone else. Okay, she takes care of everyone else. She is always giving and pouring out of her cup, and typically people are not pouring back into her. She gives, 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 and everyone just takes, takes, takes. She will give her last to make sure her family and friends have what they need, and necessarily not even know if she has everything that she needs. The matriarch, this is the woman that lacks having money boundaries. Now, boundaries are important. We have personal boundaries, we have career boundaries, and we also have money boundaries. And the matriarch is the person who doesn't typically like to say no. We love her. She is a genuine soul. We appreciate her, but a lot of times the matriarch can be overlooked. Okay. And the last one I want to talk about is the warrior. Now, the warrior is where I currently I'm tapping into it more and more and more, but I still struggle with, being the victim sometimes, and I have to reframe my mindset. Or sometimes I may want to go be foolish. I'm not gonna sit up here and hold you and act like I got it all together. No, I don't. I'm still struggling with these things. The only difference is I have identified where I struggle, and I can talk about it now confidently because I know that I have done the work. And the exact strategy that I have used, I'm giving it to you. Steady, girl, and get to where you want to go. So the warrior is a person who's very strategic, okay? She is focused, she is goal driven, she is a person that sees money as a tool, okay? And as power and using money to get to her successful position, okay? She will fight to reach her financial goals, okay? And I mean fight. I mean she will sacrifice and she will do exactly what needs to be done because she feels like she can take it all and she is ready for that abundance that is coming to her, okay? Sometimes at that expense, it will cause a lack of peace of mind because the warrior, she tends to work, work, work and try to make sure she's almost a perfectionist when it comes down to money, okay? Now, the warrior can also be very competitive and always chasing that next win. So I have to be very careful with this stuff as well because I'm already a very ambitious person. I'm sure you are as well because you're here for a reason, right? And sometimes I have to take a step back and not lose my peace of mind by trying to achieve my goals. I don't like the word balance because it's like, how do you really find balance? It's kind of difficult to find balance, but you do have to have a good amount of goals and execution and also taking time to rest for yourself as well and complete your goals in a way that is feasible and real for your lifestyle and not overworking yourself. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to think about your money beliefs. I want you to think about what do you tell yourself if you have an additional $250 in the bank account? I want you to think about what do you tell yourself when a $250 emergency happens and you don't have it. Really get your money journals out, and I want you to start documenting how you feel about money. What are you believing? And what is it that you are truly seeking? Because we're going to have to get clear and intentional on what these financial goals are so that we can start taking those actions day by day. Start small, but start where you are. Now, that is going to be your homework. I am going to drop the new video next week. That is the goal. So hopefully we can get that video out. I do have to edit, but I don't want to get sidetracked or anything. I wanted you to stay focused, write down your limited beliefs, what you have been carrying it, and start to reframe it to an empowering belief. Okay. So I'm going to drop module 2, like I said, next week. And that is where we will start doing the research in our money plan because before before we start building out a budget, we have to see exactly where we are. And how do we do that? We go ahead and do the research. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I am here to help you. Please don't feel shy. Please don't feel embarrassed to ask me anything about your current financial situation, because I am here to help you get to where you want to be and ultimately become better. I'll see you in the next video.